Hello everyone, AZREN the language nerd here. Hope you guys are doing well. Today's post is going to be quite short because I got a very busy day and I'm not going to have the time to do like my full show with like the music and different language facts, etc, etc. And today I want to talk about improving your accent in a language. Now, what's funny is that, well not funny, but interesting is that most people, when they go to improve their accent in a language, their entire focus tends to go on pronunciation. And let me start here. That is probably the best first place you should go. Like most of the time when you have an accent, one of the major factors, if not the only major factor, will be that you're not able to pronounce every single sound like a native would in that language. However, that's not the only thing that really matters. There's actually more to it than just that. And I want to talk about a couple of the other factors that exist. One of the main factors is actually, ironically, every other factor that goes into learning a language. For example, do you know the grammar? Do you know do you have good vocabulary? etc, etc. Because the thing is, right, one of the things that affects your accents is how fluently you're able to speak. And the thing that affects your fluency in terms of like how quickly you can string the words together is your knowledge of grammar, is your knowledge of different vocabulary points, and how quickly you can take all that other knowledge with the language and put it together and get it out of your mouth. Because if you can't do that quickly, what tends to happen is you will pause, you will say things like you will stutter, and that's going to affect your overall accent and how you sound in that language, right? I think that's pretty common sense. I think the other thing as well, which is often not looked at, is are you able to do proper contractions? What that means is every single language, when they put certain words or certain sounds together, they will actually change some of those sounds. So I'll give you a very basic example from English. In English, for instance, a lot of people would not say because, they might say cuz, right? They might shorten that. And if you don't know a lot of those type of simple contractions or simple sound changes, right, you might not sound perfectly native, quote unquote, right? Or another example in English might be like in my dialect or my accent of English, I would likely say something like fur instead of for. So for example, oh, this gift is for you. No. I'd probably, if I was speaking quickly, say something like this gift is for you. For instead of for. And there's lots and lots and lots and lots of things like that in English, and of course in all sorts of different languages. And the other thing as well that affects accent, which is actually, I don't think it's really talked about at all from what I've seen or heard, and that's your intonation, right? Your intonation really matters. Because what happens is that in every single language, the way, essentially the changes in your tone of voice, they change differently in every single language. I hope that made sense. I'll give some examples, right? So in English, if we ask a question, for example, our voice at the end of the sentence tends to go up. So if I say to you, hey, do you want to go to the movies? Notice when I say movies, it's not like that my tone of voice is going up a little bit at the end of the sentence. I'll say it again so you can hear it. Hey, are you going to the movies? Like I said it slowly so you can hear it. So it's going up. But in other languages, that's not necessarily how it works. And that doesn't just happen in questions. There's different intonations for statements, for questions, for maybe your tone of voice changes when you're angry. And those types of tone changes in your voice, not just intonation for that matter, now that I'm talking this out, but those types of tone changes in every single scenario or situation in that language will often be different in every single language. And if you haven't fully mastered the types of tone changes, like tone of voice changes, well, you're not going to sound perfectly native. It's just real. It's just how it works. So what's the whole point of this? Whole point is, yes, pronunciation should be the starting point, but there's a variety of things to look at when you are trying to improve your accent in any language. Anyway, hope you guys like that post. I have to get on with my day. I'm literally teaching in about looks like 15 minutes. I have to like quickly go. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye for now. Literally just waved at the phone. Wow, well done, AZREN.